Hey everyone, this is Chris with Unknown Comics. This week we're going to talk about Final Order Cutoff for comic books coming up to order on March 1st, 2021. Most of these books are going to be street dating. That means coming in store or shipping out March 24th, 2021. Alright, so let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is Vampirella versus Purgatory number 1. This one's being published by Dynamite. Of course, all these little crossovers that Dynamite does between their characters are great. It gives everyone a chance to put these characters in different lights. You know, they've got lots of great covers from Derek Chu. We've got some exclusive covers. We've got one from Kel New coming. Lots of great covers for this one, so make sure you're grabbing this. It's Vampirella versus Purgatory number 1. The unholy alliance you prayed would never happen. For countless generations, the fight between good and evil has been fought as much behind the scenes as in plain view. Unbeknownst to the world at large, one force has stood as a safeguard against the potential triumph of evil and the unleashing of the apocalypse. The 36. Now someone is after them, a creature of evil known as Purgatory, and the only thing standing in her way is Vampirella. So with all of existence hanging in the balance, what could possibly bring these two enemies to join forces? Hint. Whatever it is, it must be really bad. Coming in at number 9 on this week's top 10, Miles Morales Spider-Man number 24. Of course, this is Marvel Comics doing this. It's written by Saladin Ahmed. Interior arts by Carmen Canero. And then you got a couple different covers for this one as well. Miles Morales series has been great. It's been really well received. A lot of people are really picking this up every month. If you haven't been picking this up, if you can get your hands on trade paperbacks, catch up. It's been a great read so far. The King in Black put Miles back against the wall using one of his best friend's super hands around his throat. Can Miles bounce back with any of his soul intact? That's rated teen. Of course, it's Miles Morales Spider-Man number 24 from Marvel Comics. Coming in at number 8, King in Black Scream number 1. This, of course, is also by Marvel Comics. It's, of course, a big tie-in to the overall King in Black stuff that's going on with Donny Cates and all these different creators that are kind of helping out with this big storyline with Noel. This one has interior art by Gary Brown. It's being written by Clay McLeod Chapman. Scream returns. Andy Benton has faced other symbiotes before, but never has she faced the power and might of Noel himself. Does Scream have what it takes to put a dent in Noel's symbiotic armor? Or is this the end for Scream? Of course, that's Marvel Comics, King in Black Scream number 1, and that's coming in at number 8 this week. Coming in at number 7 is Detective Comics number 1034. Now, I have to say, Libra Mijo has been doing some of, in my opinion, the best Batman covers. And again, this is another one. I love his take on Batman. I think we're going to get to see a lot of similarities to his take on Batman and in the new Batman movie. So love the way he comes across. Catwoman as well. I think his rendition of Catwoman is also great. Of course, this is DC Comics. It's written by Joshua Williamson. Interior arts by Dan Mora. Of course, you got different covers. The one I like the most, of course, is the one by Libra Mijo. Batman in general. Of course, Batman, Spider-Man, these are the two big books every month in, month out. Detective Comics is up there as well, since it's still a main Batman title. Great pickup, coming in number 7 in our list. DC future state may be over, but the present looks tense. With the loss of his fortune and manor, the election of Mayor Nakano, and the growing anti-vigilante sentiment in Gotham, Bruce Wayne must rethink how to be Batman, or risk being left behind by his own city. To make matters worse, a catastrophic crime wave has taken hold of the city, culminating in a murder mystery that hits close to home. The suspect mount, the clues multiply, and the trial of bodies hasn't ended yet. Eisner Award-winning writer Maroko Tamaki and superstar artist Dan Mora begin an exciting, surprising, and death-defying new chapter of Detective Comics. Plus, in the second and concluding chapter of Demon or Detective, Damian Wayne meets a startling new faction from his family's checkered past. But what is the League of Lazarus? So again, that's Detective Comics 1034 from DC Comics. Coming in at number 6, speaking of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 62. It's going to be our number 6 this week. Again, this is still being written by Nick Spencer. Interior art right now is Patrick Gleason. Cover art's Patrick Gleason. Now, there's multiple different covers here from Gleason. You've got the Webhead Carnage variant for Carnage Black and White, and Blood number 1 that's also this week. I'm not sure exactly what this cover is going to look like. We haven't got art on Diamond yet, although it has the new suit on it. Of course, that's a big thing right now with Spider-Man getting a new suit. How long is he going to keep the new suit? You know, all those kind of things. In the past, we've seen Spider-Man with new suits, but eventually he reverts back to his blue and red, fairly quickly. So be interesting to see how long we see this suit last. New costume debut. Kingpin makes it personal with Peter Parker, and New York City itself will pay the price. And another fuse lit more than 30 issues ago reaches its explosive destination. Again, that's Amazing Spider-Man number 62, and that's coming in at number 6 on this week's top 10. All right, coming in at number 5 is Teen Titans Academy number 1. It's got a couple different variants here. Of course, this is from DC Comics. We're starting to see Red X in the comics now. He was originally like on one of the cartoons and then in a video game, but starting to see him finally in the comics as well. So this is Teen Titans Academy number 1, featuring Red X from DC Comics. This one's being written by Tim Sheridan and interior arts by Rafa Sandoval. Welcome to Teen Titans Academy, packed with both new superpowered teens and numerous dark secrets. Teen Titans Academy students' body includes Shazam, a new Australian speedster, a trio of Gotham teen obsessed with Batman, and one member of the first class will become the deadly Red X. Original Teen Titans, including Nightwing, Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, and Beast Boy, take on the role of teachers and mentors for superpowered teens. Their goal to shape the next generation of heroes. And that's DC Comics, Teen Titans Academy number 1. Coming in at number 4, I've got Taskmaster number 3, second printing. Kind of weird to have an extra printing on one of these FLCs, but if you're a collector, it's a big thing to have these new first appearances, and we have a new South Korean hero that was introduced in the first printing, of course, of Taskmaster number 3. The second printing features his first cover appearance, so again, you definitely want to grab this if you're a collector of any kind. Again, that's Taskmaster number 3. It's from Marvel Comics, and again, this comes out the week of March 24th, 2021. This is being, of course, written by Jay McKay, and interior art is by Alessandro Vitti. Coming out at number 3 this week is Harley Quinn number 1. Of course, this is DC Comics. As far as DC, they've of course had ongoing Harley Quinn series. It's always kind of been off on its own thing. They really haven't had anything to kind of tie it in with the actual ongoing storylines. From what I understand with this, that's kind of changed. So this new series is actually supposed to, kind of include her as far as what's going on throughout the DC universe. So it's kind of cool that they're doing this. Great to see Harley Quinn get into number 1. Definitely, the last series was constantly one of our best DC sellers, so everybody was picking it up or reading it or collecting it. So great to have Harley Quinn back. Again, this is coming in at number 3 on this week's top 10. You better read this closely because we've got a red hot relaunch on our hands here, and I should know. Harley Quinn here to let everyone know that I got a brand new monthly series here with a brand new status quo. I'm coming back to Gotham City to make up for the sins of my past and help the city recover from the Joker War. But there's no welcoming committee waiting for me. Your favorite maid of mischief, and between you and me, some real creeps are working to keep the city broken. We can't let that happen, can we? Rising star writer Stephanie Phillips, my new partner in crime, takes me into a bold new era with her partner in artistic crime, Riley Rossmo, who I got to say designed a real nice costume for me. You're not going to want to miss this one, folks. Again, that's all in the spirit of saying Harley Quinn's telling you about her new book. So, all right, so that's Harley Quinn number 1. That's number 3 on this week's top 10. All right, these next 2 books, it was kind of hard to decide which one was going to be number 2, which one was going to be number 1. You could say it's a tie. Both are, I'm really excited about both of them. We'll go ahead and go with number 2 first. Of course, you could say it's number 1, make it tie, whatever you want. So, Carnage, Black, White, and Blood, number 1. Of course, this is from Marvel Comics. This is kind of something similar that they did with Wolverine. Not long ago with the Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood. From what I understand, it's just a different little bit of mini stories, things like that. This first one is being written by Donny Cates. Interior art is by Sarah Pichelli. It looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Can't wait to see what they're going to do here. So again, this is number 2 on our list. Carnage rules. Witness the cerebral chaos caused by Carnage. Brought to life by some of the greatest creators at Marvel. But beware, true believers. True to their titular character namesake, these spine-chilling tales are not for the faint of heart, presented in black, white, and blood. Parental advisory. So let's get number 2 on our top 10 this week. Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. There are going to be some different short stories in there. Those look like Donny Cates is going to have a good part of this first one. So we'll kind of see where this goes. Lots of great covers in there for them as well. Of course, you got the Gleason Webhead variant, the Intact Lever Normal variant. Then there's some ratios. Of course, we have our exclusive by Miko Hawaiian that should be up and on sale now. So don't miss that. It's going to be a great pickup. Really, really nice cover. All right, then coming in at number 1 on this week's top 10, Alien number 1. I think this one kind of got to the top just because it's so cool to see that Marvel has got these franchises now. Of course, it looks like we're going to be seeing Predator later in the year. But they started off with Alien. Looks like it's being written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Interior art is by Salvador LaRocca. Love the Rocca stuff, so it should be a great book on the inside. Lots of different covers. Peach Momoko. We've got In-Huk Lee. There's a Steve McNiven, right? And of course, we also are going to have a couple of exclusives for this one as well. One from Miko Suwayan and one from Marco Mastrazo. So again, this is number 1. This is Alien number 1. This is the one I have listed at the very top of my list this week for final order cutoff on comic books. The iconic cinematic terror makes its Marvel debut. Gabriel Cruz gave his life in the case of an alien attack he barely survived, almost literally. Recently retired Cruz is trying to patch things up with his abandoned son with the help of his friend, a Bishop model android. But his re-entry into civilian life is not going smoothly, and his encounters with the deadly xenomorph are far from over. Philip Kennedy Johnson and Salvador LaRocca team up to tell an all-new tale of the titan of horror and science fiction that has scared audiences for decades. No one is safe, no one is innocent, and no one can hear you scream. Parental advisory. Again, that's number 1 on this week. Alien number 1 from Marvel Comics. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you know when we're sending out new videos. You can get updated when we have new content up. Share with your friends. Tell them about these cool things. We love doing this stuff, and we plan on doing a whole lot more cool content for you. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can find us on Facebook at Unknown Comic Books, on Instagram at Unknown Comic Books, Twitter at Unknown_comics. Of course, if you want to buy any of this stuff, please go to unknowncomicbooks.com. You can save up to 30% off when you order from us on pre-order books like this. So look for the Final Order Cutoff collection there at the top. If you're looking on our mobile phone, look for FOC or like again the Final Order Cutoff section of the website. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next week.